Okay, I'm going to take a couple of moments now to contrast the Compunetics developed web conferencing tool called CONTEX Presenter with the WebEx and Unite applications that you might have seen previously. So just to kick this off, I'm going to start off with a CONTEX Presenter launch. I have the icon on my desktop. I put in my username and then the same passcode that I would use for my on-demand account and click Join the Meeting. Immediately you get a little bit of feedback that it's going out and connecting to the server. This application is extremely firewall friendly and will work in most any situation. And I'm immediately into my conference. I have one user currently in there and nothing much going on. Just to take you a little bit around the interface here very quickly. There are two major toolbars that are collapsible. If I want to collapse those, both of them are closed now. I can click on any of these icons to open that back up, or I can click on multiple applications to get those controls back up. Top down, we're not using any of these tools, but if I were to click on perhaps text chat, you'll see that the tools for that particular one pop up on the top toolbar. Likewise, if I were to click on one of these when it was closed, it will open that toolbar and allow me to input the information or view the information that I need to view. First thing I'll do is go ahead and dial in here from my telephone into the call telephone number, and you'll hear that momentarily. Turn my volume up here.
Welcome to the Compunetics audio conference. Your passcode has been confirmed.
Of course, as soon as I do the DTMF, you'll see the window pops up. It tells me that I have an audio party on the call.
State your name and company after the tone.
I'm going to prompt it for my name. Robert Haley.
Thank you. Enter.
So I'm now in the conference, and if I click next here, it'll give me a PIN code, and I can actually marry my audio and data conferencing connections here together by entering that PIN code on my phone. I'll do 123 £.
Please enter your data conference ID followed by the pound key or *9 to cancel.
0413 £.
You are now rejoining the main conference.
And you saw that the window immediately went away and it joined my audio and my data connection, which I can see up here. I have some meeting controls for this particular person. If I wanted to mute the line, for example, roll call.
There is one party in the conference.
Robert Haley.
Or I can do a party count.
There is one party in the conference.
Now what I'll do right now is use my my BlackBerry here to dial out and enter another caller into the conference, and I'll use my my guest passcode this time. Looks pretty good. Just trying to make the call. I'll enter my guest passcode this time. There it is. I'll enter my guest passcode. You saw the audio party immediately pop up on screen. They'll ask me for my name. You saw the audio party immediately pop up on screen. Robert Blackberry. They'll ask me for my name.
Name and company after the tone.
Robert Blackberry. Mute these lines.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to mute these lines so that I don't get a lot of feedback. There we go. So I've muted both lines, and you'll see that their telephones went gray over here on the side. If I click on the audio party 2, this is the number that I just came in with my guest, and it shows me both, because we're getting this on the bridge, both the DNS that was dialed to get to the bridge and then the telephone number that I'm dialing from. So I now have two parties in here, and again, if I do an audio roll call.
There are two parties in the conference.
Robert Haley. Robert Blackberry.
And there we go. I can also disconnect, place on hold, or unmute these folks as well. If I wanted to share an application, perhaps I wanted to share a PowerPoint presentation. We'll see if we have one to open here. We'll let PowerPoint open up here very quickly. Let's see if I have anything that is worth... take a look at this slide here. And I'll go back over to Presenter, and I'll say, you know what, I would like to share that with everybody in here. and I'm now sharing that application with everybody in my data conference. And if you look up here, you'll see I still have the windows around the edges here. If I wanted to open those, I can. Perhaps I want to annotate a particular part of this particular slide, or this part over here, or perhaps I'd like to clear that annotation. And you'll see as I move my mouse off of that, that will actually go invisible, so that, or slightly invisible, so as to hide itself back behind. When I mouse over it, it comes back again. So that's about it. We cleared those annotations. I'm going to stop sharing here very quickly. If I wanted to, I could actually dial out to yet another user. So I could come over here and say, test user, and put in 8586209. And I don't need the email. I'll place a dial out call. And that's my second line. I'll put my first one on hold so I can pick that up. Hello.
Please state your name and company after the tone.
Robert's second line.
Thank you.
And now I have some music on hold coming into the conference, which I'll turn down here very quickly. And I did a dial out now to my to another party. So the audio integration here with Presenter is very, very tight. I get also a lot of information down here in the bottom in terms of transmit and receive information when I'm sharing information or doing a whiteboard. And of course, as I mentioned before, I can easily, if I wanted to, for example, disconnect this participant, I can click on them, go to the meeting control window, and basically press disconnect. Am I sure? Yes. So I've just disconnected that participant from the call. My other two are still in there and they're still muted. If I wanted to, I could unmute this person's line. And I could say hello. And that's why we mute them. So we get a little bit of feedback. And that shows you the very basic sort of audio integration that's very tight with Presenter and the functionality. Other things that you can do with Presenter, of course, you can share somebody else's desktop, so I can pass the baton over to another data participant. I can also, if I wanted to, change the language option. Perhaps I don't want it in English, but instead want it in, say, Spanish. I can apply that, and you'll see that all of the interface changes to a Spanish language set. Change that back real quick so I can know what I'm doing. We'll apply that again back to English. And there's also a full screen view so that you can maximize your viewing experience. And that is about it for this first go round with Presenter. My name is Robert Haley. You can always send me questions at rhaley@compunetics.com or infoix@compunetics.com. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon.